Simwe. I'm very excited to be with you today. Please do follow us. Click the bell icon so you can get all notifications when we post a new story. Today I have a special young lady with us. She has a beautiful and touching story. This is a story of resilience. She is a stage 2 cancer survivor. I can't wait to hear this one. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Please do introduce yourself to us.
Well, I'm called Alvin Agaba Cathrine. Like she said, I'm a stage 2 cancer survivor. And I have 2 children. And I'm here to encourage different people who have been affected by cancer, maybe in different ways. Either the relatives or they are actually, they were diagnosed with it. I'm here to let you know that there is hope even after you are diagnosed with it. So, yes.
Amazing. So tell us your story. How did all this start? What was your life like before you get this shocking news that you have cancer?
I wouldn't say like normally how it is, but I was never focused in anything at all in life. I just had to have my children, and I know the children are there, excited. Mom is there, dad is there, everything is moving on smoothly. Of course, in 2018, I lost my sister, Samantha Mbabazi, to cancer, ovarian cancer. So it was quite a blow in my family. Then the following year is when I was diagnosed with throat cancer, 2019 to be exact, in January. So life kind of changed drastically for me.
Yeah, but I still haven't heard what your life was like before all this. Like, how old are you? What are you up to? Yes, you have 2 children. Are you working? Do you have dreams? Do you have what is your life like at that point?
I was the kind of person who tries almost everything. Let me say business-wise. I don't like being bossed around, so I had to find something to do, something for me. I used to love cooking, doing animations, doing printing. I started an organization. Actually, I started a non-government organization, and I was always going to different institutions to check out the sick people. I went to Cancer Institute. Though, somehow I would give up easily because, of course, like for lack of funding, I ended up giving up easily. I left it. So what happened? I just became so reluctant. I mean, mom is paying my rent and she's giving me food. Everything is there in abundance. I didn't see myself as... I don't think I had dreams. Let me just be honest. I didn't have dreams.
So you're enjoying your life, you're chilling, life is
chilling.
Good, everything is going on track.
Everything is good.
Okay, then tell us, what exactly did you just walk into a hospital for a checkup? What happened? How did you get to know I have?
Actually, it's a very funny story. I was brushing my teeth and somehow I felt like there's food that is kind of stuck somewhere in my mouth. So I put my toothbrush down and trying to find out why is it stuck. I mean, everything is kind of flat under the tongue. Only to find out that there was something like a bump under the tongue.
Like a swelling?
A swelling. But it wasn't, the swelling wasn't painful. So I spoke to a friend of mine and he advised me to go maybe to the dentist since it had something to do with the mouth. So I made an appointment with my auntie, Doreen, she's a dentist, and she gave me a day and time. I went there. She checked me and she could not tell me what exactly it was. She also needed to have proof. Like you can't just tell someone you have ABCD when you're not sure.
She also wasn't sure.
She wasn't sure. So what she did was to refer me to Mulago, near First Pharmacy. To there's a place where they do X-rays. So
yes.
I go and we do an X-ray of my mouth and we see exactly what that is.
Yes.
So I go there, but in the X-ray images, there was nothing.
Okay.
But yet you could feel it. So what happened? I went, they referred me to another dentist, but inside Mulago, the main dental clinic.
Yes.
So I go there and, they check me, they touch it. So they had to write down their suspicions. And one of them was apparently, it must be like a gland, but glands are normally mobile, like
Okay.
they move, they're not stationed in one place. Then the second suspicion was a tumor. Now I'm reading the word tumor, but I'm like cross-eyed.
Impossible.
There's no way.
There's no chance.
There's no way. Anyway, they tell me, what, why don't you come back next week on Wednesday and then we do a biopsy. Meanwhile, all these terms are new to my ears.
Yeah.
Biopsy, I don't know what. Okay. So I come back home, I tell my parents, they're like, oh, okay. Now my parents are worried a little bit, like, why do they need a biopsy? Like, could it be that bad? Could it? But me, in my head, I'm thinking, let's just check it out. Well, I went, I did the biopsy. Of course, it was very painful, but I had the support of my dad, so I went, he dropped me back home, but I was in a lot of pain because, of course, when they cut a little piece of you, especially to do with the mouth, it's really painful because you need to eat, and what you're eating has salt. And, yeah. So they told me to go back after 2 weeks for my results.
Yes.
Yeah, well, 2 weeks down the road, I'm like, okay, let me go pick up my results, find out what it is, and deal with it. So I reach there and I find all these dentists. They're looking at me with this strange look, but then they're trying to cancel me, and I'm wondering, why are you canceling me? Like, no, okay, let's give us your HIV. We need to know your status, so we need a blood sample to check. I'm like, but I already know my status. What does this have to do
with your HIV status?
With my
results
that I'm expecting.
Yes.
Like, no, just to be sure, so that I'm like, fine. So they do the test. Then the woman keeps on canceling me. I'm like, I don't need to be cancelled. Are the results saying something different? And she's like, oh, no. The results are fine. I'm like, okay, can I have the ones that I came for? So they're like, okay, let's do that. Let's get you the results. But we still need to talk to you to let you know what's up. I'm like, fine. So they give me the results. I'm seeing very many long scientific terms that I can't even read or pronounce.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, in layman's, please.
Break it down for me.
Okay, this is what it is.
What?
You have cancer. It is still stage 1. Yeah, by the time they checked, it was still stage 1.
At least. Yeah.
So I'm like, I think I stopped hearing at the point of you have cancer. The rest I couldn't. Now my brain is working around, oh my God, my kid, my what? I haven't left anything for them. The thing, I just rushed into, I am dying. How are my parents going to feel? I mean, my sister there. Like, my head was now... There were so many voices in my head.
You had lost a sister, a biological sister?
A cousin sister.
A cousin sister.
Yeah.
So you kind of had an idea of the feeling, the pain to your family, to...
Yes.
So, this was really hard. So, how can you, just help us to get into the feeling of what happened right after you got the results? What goes on in your mind? How is that?
No, like they say, how life flashes before you in a split second. That's what happens. You've not done anything. You are lounging, chilling. Everything is good. Life is good. Now you're thinking, after the kids going to eat?
When I'm gone.
When I'm gone.
Because you think you're actually going.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
you're like, okay, so where am I going to be buried? I wasn't married. So that means I'm going to my father's side. Then, like, everything is just playing out in my head. So, yes. So I'm like, you know what? It's cool. It's all right. But of course, I cried. Then I found one of my auntie, the dentist. She was around the corner. I think she knew I was going over, so she had to be around. I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, no, don't worry. It's okay. At a bad stage, so I'm like, oh, okay. So they told me when to go to the. It's called a tumor board, where you meet with different, I think, directors, surgeons, and yeah. So they would advise you. We are going to remove this and this and this, and I'm thinking, okay. And you're going to remove some teeth. I'm like, oh God, I'm not even going to have teeth. Unless it's like running, but I'm quiet because I have to be disciplined because one of my parents is around. Otherwise, if one of them wasn't around, I would have been like, no, you won't. So after the tumor boards, they're like, you have to schedule where you're going to do the surgery from. If you want to be in Mulago, I'm the one who's going to work on you. I'm like, right. But they tell me, Mulago, it's not so good. That kind of, it's a very, very bad thing. Not believing what your country has or what they're capable of doing. Because it is so funny that we have some of the best surgeons, some of the best doctors, and we keep thinking maybe if we go, I don't know where we shall get better treatment. Anyway, so we were scheduled. Okay, you know how families are, like you're torn in between. You don't know whether you should do it in Uganda or you should be flown out of Uganda. So one of my people contacts. There were two options.
Yes.
Kenya or Turkey. Now, Turkey, whoever they were talking to, wanted to fly, apparently, a doctor from Africa to go and work on me. And yet, the doctor they were talking about is our own ENT doctor, surgeon, in Uganda, Dr. Otiti, Case Medical. So we found out later, we're like, oh my God, we were going to pay so much money just to fly this guy over to, yet he was his home. So we made an appointment. I went to Case Medical. I was in surgery for 12 hours. I don't know what they were removing, but I remember before I went under, I told them, guys, just don't deform me, please. This is my passport. Don't deform me.
It is your passport.
Yeah, and I remember the surgeon asking me, so, when we're going to remove your teeth, we have to replace some meat. So should we cut from inside your cheek or your butt? I'm like, you know what, guys? Can I just focus on dealing with one thing? Because now you want to put my butt in my... I'm like, no, let's stick to... Do whatever you have to do, just don't
just keep it in one place.
And, wherever you're going to cut, just align it a little bit. That's why my scar is kind of like, So I went down in peace. I'm like, Father, if I come, you call me. I've made my peace. Somehow I woke up after 12 to 13 hours.
Yes.
In so much pain. My head was this swollen. I had tubes in almost every place that I can't mention.
So they've taken the tumor out.
Mm-hmm.
What next?
They've taken the tumor out. They've taken some teeth out that were already affected by the cancer. But between the time of surgery and the biopsy time,
yes,
it had already shot to stage 2.
So between the original diagnosis,
yes,
and the surgery, which was how long? 2 months?
1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
it moved from stage 1 to
stage 1
stage
to
2.
stage 2.
So now
The
you're at
moment-
stage 2 cancer.
The moment you touch the tumor or you play around with it, it is now aware. It has been found out. Because cancer is a silent killer. It's going to eat you up. You keep saying, oh man, this teeth, about what? But you just brush it off. You don't know that the teeth are being eaten up. So now, the moment it finds out that it's been found out, it
runs faster.
Yeah, it runs faster.
Oh, no.
That's why they always ask patients, after 1 month of like healing, go and do radiotherapy or chemo. It also depends on the kind of treatment you're supposed to be on.
Yes.
And you have to do it immediately. And the sessions that are given to you are the sessions you're supposed to work with. There is nothing like it is too painful. I'm losing my hair. I'm losing my nails. My skin color is darkening. You have to forget about that because it can always be restored. So I had to do that. After 1 month of recovery from the surgery, I was taken to Nairobi for radiotherapy because I was told.
Where in Nairobi?
Aga Khan Hospital. Yes. So I was told to do both radiotherapy and chemotherapy. Radio was 60 sessions, then chemo was only 3 sessions. So radiotherapy was my main treatment in this case.
And what is the major difference between radiotherapy and chemotherapy?
Radiotherapy is basically radiation. They use rays to burn the cells, the dead cells in the body.
And chemo?
Around the area that is affected. And chemo is more of like, it's a drip, basically. You go on drip for like 5 hours. According to my experience, I don't know the rest.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's 5 hours. It was 5 hours for me. So 5 hours, you're on drip.
So how long did this treatment take, the radio and chemo?
In total, it took 2 months. 2 months.
Every single day.
Because I spent there 3 months, but this is like the first 2 weeks were for like preparing, making my mask. Then I started, then after 2 more weeks, like after the radiotherapy and everything, I finished the treatment. I had to first relax a little bit because I was really very weak. I couldn't like move immediately. So in total it was 3 months, though for the treatment it took me 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you feel? What were the effects? How did you look? How different were you from before you did the radio and chemotherapy?
The effects of both treatments are terrible. And I know so many patients can agree with me on this.
Yes.
There's a lady who used to sit next to me whenever I would be doing chemotherapy, and she would always say, oh my God, it's time for the red devil, meaning chemo. But you see, you cannot call something that is treating you to get better and call it the red devil. But it also reflects on how the medicine actually treats the patient. So with chemo, oh my God, no. The side effects of both are bad.
What are they?
Chemo, you lose hair, nails fall out. If chemo is your main treatment, the nails fall out, your skin darkens, of course you lose a lot of weight, there's throwing up, you can't keep anything in, you get fevers, and which fevers you cannot just treat with just any medicine. You have to specifically use the medicine that is given to you. Then radiotherapy is basically burning you inside out. So inside you have a lot of fire burning, whether it's organs or whatever, but then it comes out. Like the effects come out, they start reflecting on top. So to me, because of the area of treatment that I had, my lungs got damaged. Not so bad, but the lungs got damaged. So And then, of course, the skin, you know how when you get burnt, of course, the skin started peeling off. I can't swallow properly. I am coughing blood when it gets cold, because now this has a lot to do with my respiratory organs. So, yeah, those were mainly the side effects that I faced.
So you're done with your chemo, you're done with your radiotherapy.
Yeah, I got, those were the only sessions I had. I was supposed to go back for the reviews, of which I went. I did my reviews. They checked my organs. Of course, the lungs were damaged, but the other organs were okay.
Okay, let's hold it right there. Please do keep tuned in.